going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Another episode of the Creek Entertainment. And today we're going to do a little boxing, a little boxeo. We talked about it for a while. On ones and twos, we got Ray. What's going on, Ray?
So, man, it's good to be back. Seems like it's been forever, bro. You know?
It has been a minute. And we have a special guest, a Tolo himself, right?
Yep.
Mr. John. How you doing?
Doing good, bro.
I know you wanted to get to this boxing thing, so I'm going to defer to you with the latest news that came out right now. DAZN has offered Canelo $20 million per fight. What do you think happens?
Honestly, bro, I think Canelo should become a free agent. The way DAZN did him, and I don't know if the executives at DAZN are just, I don't know, because for them to list, Khabib Nurmagomedov and Jorge Masvidal as prime opponents for him is just how do you even tie those two in the world of boxing? I think Canelo should become a free agent and move on from them and look at better horizons. See where more money. If even possible, I'm pretty sure he's already making top dollar. Better opponents, more leeway with who he gets to choose as opponents. Yeah, I don't think DAZN is set for a boxer of his caliber.
Do you think? All right, and I see what you're saying, but you don't think that COVID also played a part into it? Because they signed Triple G, as probably primarily to have a part 3.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure COVID did have something, but at the same time, you see all these guys making fights: Leo Santa Cruz and Gervonta Davis.
The Charlos twins.
The Charlo twins. Who else you got coming up? The Charlo twins. You got Santa Cruz Davis, Loma fighting Teofimo Lopez.
Good fight.
These dudes are making moves. And what's DAZN doing for Canelo? Nothing. They're just holding it off. Listing bogus prime opponents that aren't even in the sport of boxing.
And he feels like he's wasting his prime to an extent.
Yeah, and for sure he is wasting his prime. There's dudes out there that are calling him out, and what's he to do? Just sit back and take the heat, making it look like he's cherry picking.
No, right. I mean, that's pretty solid. Ray, back to you, my man. How do you think this plays out, or what do you think? Because it's all speculation now. We really don't know. For all my personal thing, I think they're going to settle for like $27 million. I think money talks. I think they'll meet somewhere. But he brought a very good, interesting thing. If he becomes a free agent, he can fight all of the one of the Charlos. There's a lot of more avenues that way. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Well, just kind of like piggyback. I think like both you guys are right to a certain extent. Like, I think the more likely scenario is they'll settle and he'll make his money, right? But I also think, like what you were saying was, I think so. There's a lot of people out there that probably agree he probably should become a free agent, but I don't think that he's really making his own decision, and I think that's what it ultimately comes down to. I think he's trusting everybody to make the decision for him, whether it's the right one, whether we think it's the right one, whether we think it's the wrong one. But you're right. I think more of it as he probably should go his own way. But in reality, there's a more percentage chance of him settling because he's already been with that network for a while. You know what I mean? But you're right. I think the network is also like I think they're looking at it as like, oh, it's one big. It doesn't matter. Like, it's one big name. It's one big sport. Let's just make all the money we can. Who gives a shit? They don't care about the quality of the product. They're more about
it was a great idea,
though.
It was a great idea. DAZN was a great idea.
Yeah.
I just think I don't think they executed it the correct way.
Yeah, exactly. So you can look at it both ways. Like, I don't think none of them are. It's just an opinion, right? So like, none of them. Both of you guys are right. It's not. They're both not wrong at all. I think it's just ultimately going to be he's going to let somebody make the decision for him because he always kind of has. And I think he just has a lot of trust in who he's with, and that's just how it's going to go, But
yep.
Well, I mean, like I said, I already got your points. Mine is easy. I think they're going to re-sign. I've seen this before. Money talks. And then stuff. This is not something normal. It's not. And boxing already sucks because there's no structure. As much as UFC, I dig some of UFC, but I'm not as big as boxing. They at least their pay-per-view program is solid. Boxing is not. Boxing. Yeah. One guy wants to put a pay-per-view against another guy just to do it, just to spite him, or they'll do it and they do stuff like this instead of getting really organized. It's always been the biggest bidder. I don't see it changing anytime soon. So I personally think and Canelo will go home with an extremely large bag of money like he always does.
Yeah, like always. And at the same time, Dana White has been talking about dipping his toes in some boxing. What he has planned, we don't know. Dana White come up. What he's done with the UFC in 20 years is what boxing hasn't been able to do in so long. I think one of the issues with boxing is too many promotions.
There is.
There's too many promotions. Not enough cross promoting.
There's not.
You'll get some rare cross promotions here and there that make good fights.
Very
but
rare.
At the same
though.
time,
when's the last time you saw Top Rank and Golden Boy or Top Rank and
Yeah,
and what UFC did, or he bought all his competition. They bought Strikeforce. They bought Bellator. They kind of made it. And I agree with you. Perfect thing. When I try to explain boxing to people, it's hard because they're like, well, why isn't he fighting this guy? It's like, because they're not from the same promoter. Well, they're in the same weight class. It was like, I get it. No, I understand what you're saying. It's hard.
You have to come to an agreement. They have to come to an agreement. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, I still love it, but it's frustrating, man.
Yeah, it is. But it's not in as bad shape as you think. Because there is the younger guys coming up. They're not picking. I guess Ryan Garcia kind of is going that way. How he's, let's look at opponents.
Yeah,
he is very, and that's a turning point. That was a turning point for me when he started. Him and Oscar De La Hoya had that beef on Twitter. Nah, like you don't pull that beef with your promoter.
You don't bite the hand.
He's your boss, man. Yeah, he's your boss. Yes, sir. You go in. Who do you want me to fight?
Unless you're like a 10-year veteran. He's not a 10-year veteran.
Yeah, he's not.
I don't think he's even been on a pay-per. Yeah, he has a lot of Instagram followers. I get it, but he's never sold a pay-per-view. Not that he couldn't. Let's not put words in my mouth. Not that he couldn't, because I think
he can.
If Logan Paul can sell a pay-per-view, I'm pretty sure Ryan Garcia might be able to.
Yeah.
Fun times. We're gonna shift to another one real quick. Get your take. I know it's a dream fight. 20 years too late. I'm gonna watch it because I personally love Mike Tyson. Roy Jones is one of my favorite fighters. They're both my top 5 favorite fighters. When it first got signed, I kind of thought Roy Jones. I'd like to see how they both react, like their chin, right?
Yeah.
I'm passing by, and just his demeanor, everything that's coming from his camp. I think they made a mistake. I think Roy Jones kind of feels yes, he was active longer, but Tyson is naturally bigger than Roy Jones. You know what I mean? Now Roy has he's longer. I think he's like an inch taller, if I recall, or maybe 2. But that in boxing or fighting, that doesn't matter. Body, there's welterweights that are 5'7" and the heavyweights that are 5'8". Like, I think he made a bad choice, and I don't think it ends well for Roy Jones.
I don't think anybody. I'm sorry. I don't think anybody thinks it's gonna end good for him. I kind of feel okay. So I kind of feel like Roy Jones took it as like, oh yeah, we'll just do it for charity,
whatever,
Yeah.
And Mike Tyson's taking it really serious. Like, I'm gonna knock your ass out, bro. Like, what I mean? Like, it's not just a thing to me. Like, I'm taking this shit serious. Like, it's an actual match.
Yeah. Well, when you hear them talk about this fight and they talk about it. Roy Jones has been talking about it. Oh, it's an exhibition match.
Right.
Yeah. We don't know. At first, they didn't even know if they were gonna fight with headgear,
right,
or not. And then as details started coming out, and you started hearing Mike Tyson starting to talk about it, and he talks about reigniting his fire and his hunger, and that's dangerous even for an exhibition fight. I don't think Mike is seeing this as an exhibition fight.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
he's going in there to knock him out. Even if they
have headgear.
Have headgear.
There's going to be a point in the fight where they're going to start tagging each other, and it's going to come out. I don't know. I don't think it'll be early. Maybe second, third. It's gonna happen. You know.
Yeah.
Now that's what I want to see whose chin handles it better. But,
well,
you know what I mean?
age.
Yeah, age.
Age
yeah.
is not on Mike Tyson's side, but you know he looks like he hasn't missed a step.
No,
he
dude,
he reignited that fire he had in him, and we'll see what comes of this
Do you guys
exhibition.
think it goes a decision, or you think Mike stops him, or do you think you go with the unpopular Roy Jones stops Mike?
I think it's gonna go decision.
Okay.
I think once they do start tagging each other,
They'll take it easy.
They'll take it easy. You know, maybe the corners will be like, "Hey, it's an exhibition fight.
Relax,
you know,
relax.
slow down."
Yeah.
You know, and once they start seeing, there's kids. You know, but
I just want somebody to bring out a cane, dude, and just start like fucking hitting them with a cane, dude. You know?
Just go super bonkers, right? Off the subject.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ray? You think it's going to be a decision, Tyson knockout, or are you going to go bold and say Roy gets him?
No, bro. As much as I like to go bold, I'm not doing it on this one. There's just no way you can, bro. Like,
yeah.
I haven't seen anything from Roy Jones. Like, not saying that he's not training or anything, but like you haven't seen anything. The way he talks about it, like he just like, oh, whatever, you know.
His last fight,
Mike
he
Tyson,
fought a
like
fan,
really
you know what I mean?
posting shit. Like, hey, I'm not a bitch still. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But no, I don't know, man. I think they'll stop the fight. I think Mike Tyson just doesn't care, and I think like Mike Tyson's really gonna like hurt this dude. Not like knock him out or anything, but I think he's really gonna take it so serious.
Force a corner stoppage.
Yeah, and they're just like, hey, dude, like this wasn't a real fight, Mike. You know. But,
yeah. Who's gonna pull out that oxygen tank first?
Yeah,
right. That's another thing. Is I like to see who kind of gasses first.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think Roy Jones is gonna get gas first.
Do you? Because he's gonna put more energy moving around.
No, I don't think he sees it like Mike.
Okay.
You know, he's talks about how they talked about moving the fight date, and how he talked about how he had to move around. You know, his own business ventures and all that. And I think now at this point in Roy's life, he's more focused on his money and more focused on growing. His businesses more than really getting into the ring.
Right.
And I think Mike just needs an excuse to hop in there.
To hop right? Yeah, like he just
just needs an excuse.
You know what? I'm gonna beat him up, man. You know what I mean? Like this is my chance. I got my weed business, but I'm still hungry. You know?
Yeah, and that's another thing why I think he's gonna have a bigger gas tank, because he was on Joe Rogan's podcast not too long ago. I think last week. He talked about how he changed his whole life routine, how he stopped smoking weed, and it all started by him hopping on the treadmill for 10 minutes, and he started training, and that fire lit up, and who can I fight?
Right. Well, that's all it takes. All right, gentlemen, today, like I said, is a little bit slower. Charlo pay-per-view this weekend. You guys watching?
Yeah, I'm watching that and the UFC pay-per-view.
I like that guy. I like the I'm prepared to die, dude.
Adesanya?
Adesanya?
Yeah, I'm watching that fight. Well,
he's fighting, right?
That, sorry,
I like him.
I
like him. But I like the way he reminds me of a spider to an extent. Like
yep.
Yep. All right, man. Well, this is a blast. Any last words from my man John?
You guys want to give some predictions for the weekend?
I don't know. I got both Charlos by KO.
Yeah. The Rosario, I don't feel like he's explosive enough for Charlo, and that left hook from Charlo, both of them.
Yeah.
Both of the guys have a mean left hook, and honestly, Rosario, I don't see him being explosive enough to even break Charlo's sweat.
Right.
Fair
enough.
Yeah. And Jamal,
Jamal mauls you. That's what they call it. Jamal mauls you. Jamel's the mellow one, but he's still a beast. That's how
different.
I like it. The mellow one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All in all, my man Ray, This was a great episode. We'll have you back on, John. You know what I mean? Thank you for coming by. Ray,
thank you for having me.
Let them know what's going on. Take us to the promised land, my man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Well, there you have it. Quick, short episode for you guys just to get back in the groove. Thank you to our special guest. We'll have him back on. As always, if you like what you see, like, subscribe for watch. Just watch the video, like we always say. It's a good thing for us. Doesn't
Watch
really
it.
matter.
If you don't watch it, Mike Tyson will come to your house.
Yeah, yeah. He'll hunt you
And
down.
beat you with his gas tank
Yeah.
after the fight.
Yeah.
But as always, man, we appreciate you guys watching. If you have watched it, and we want likes and subscribes and everything. And until then, we'll see you again next time, man.
Peace.
Peace.